Imagine a house where time stands still, where whispers creep through the walls, and where the blood of the past never truly fades. A house abandoned, yet never empty. For over a century, the Dandy House has been cursed by a terrifying mystery. A young woman vanished without a trace. The house at the edge of Blackwood Street was never truly empty. The grand old mansion, once the pride of the wealthy Dandridge family, had become a decaying relic of its past. The locals called it the Dandy House, a place cursed by tragedy, where whispers of the past never faded. James, a young journalist hungry for a breakthrough story, had heard the rumors. Stories of strange figures seen in the windows at night, of screams that echoed through the halls when no one was inside. But one tale stood out, the legend of Eleanor Dandridge, who vanished one stormy night in 1903. Determined to uncover the truth, James decided to spend a night in the house. He had his camera, his recorder, and a burning curiosity. The heavy wooden doors groaned as he pushed them open, revealing the grandeur that time had tried to erase. The floorboards creaked under his steps as he moved through the vast halls. Old portraits lined the walls, their painted eyes following him. He checked the rooms one by one, but it wasn't until he reached the grand staircase that he noticed it. Dark, red smears on the railing. His pulse quickened. He followed the marks up the stairs. The further he climbed, the colder the air became. At the top, a long hallway stretched before him, lined with closed doors. One door stood slightly ajar, and beyond it, a faint whisper called his name. James froze. He hadn't imagined it. The voice was soft, almost pleading. He pushed the door open, revealing a bedroom frozen in time. A canopy bed stood in the center, its white sheets marred with faded brown stains. A vanity mirror sat in the corner, cracked through the middle. And there, just visible in the dim light, was a figure standing by the window, draped in an old-fashioned gown, her long, dark hair cascading down her back. James's breath hitched. He lifted his camera, but the moment he blinked, she was gone. The room was silent, but the air felt charged, as if the house itself was waiting. A sound, a slow, deliberate dragging, echoed from behind him. He turned sharply. The hallway was empty, but the door at the end, it had been closed before. Now, it was open. He hesitated, but something unseen pushed him forward. The room beyond was different. No dust, no decay. A grand fireplace flickered with a ghostly blue light. The walls were lined with mirrors, all cracked. And then he saw her, Eleanor. Her dress was soaked in blood. Her pale hands trembling, she lifted them, revealing deep gashes across her wrists, fresh despite the years that had passed. Her eyes, hollow and endless, met his, and suddenly the room began to shift. The walls stretched, the air thickened, and the whispers grew louder. James stumbled back, the weight of unseen hands pressing against his chest. He couldn't breathe. The mirrors reflected horrors he couldn't comprehend. Figures writhing, screaming in agony. Eleanor stepped closer, her lips moving, but no words came. A single, deafening scream erupted, shaking the very foundations of the house. James turned to flee, but the door was gone. The walls were closing in, the voices rising in a chaotic frenzy. He fell to his knees, gasping for air. And in that moment, Eleanor knelt before him. Her icy fingers grazing his cheek, her voice, barely above a whisper, reached him. "Help me." Darkness swallowed the room, and the house fell silent once more. When James was found the next morning, he was curled in a corner of the bedroom, eyes wide with terror. His camera shattered beside him. He spoke only once, voice trembling with something beyond fear. She's still there, watching, waiting. The blood never fades. And to this day, the Dandy House remains, its doors forever open to those who dare to listen to the whispers of the blood-stained ghost.